Hey yo, Crazy Mike World. Rent prices are crazy. Let's check it out.
The situation for 2026, if you are
My state is immediately unlivable, according to this map key already filled out before I press play.
HUD Secretary Turner just came out and said that the reason the rents went up so high in the last 3 years from 21 to 24 were because of the 6 million illegal immigrants that came into the country. They drove rents up. States like California, where they rent one house and there's 3 families living there and they share the rent. But if you're a single family and you're trying to rent that house, now you got to pay a ridiculous amount because you're one family competing with 3 that are living in the other house. That's what corporations love. They love the fact that there's so many more people, whether they're legal or not, because it hits the bottom line. They make more money. It makes them more profitable. At least they're putting eyes on it this time, and it looks like we're going to get it fixed. And this should bring rents back to where they were supposed to be. They're not supposed to be this high, not even in Texas. Yeah, you can live in a nice place and it's cheaper than other parts of the country, but if you look back 5 years ago, the same place was probably like $500-600 cheaper. HUD Secretary Turner just came out.
So I just
Have landlords lost their minds? My roommate moved out a few months ago, so I currently live in a two bath by myself. And the price that I am paying for rent for a 2-bed, 2-bath with 2 parking spaces is the same amount of money I would be paying for a studio in Los Angeles, California. I feel like our whole perspective is warped.
So I just saw that the average rent price is now $3,000 across the United States. And to move into these apartments, you have to make 3 times the amount of rent. You have to have a 700 plus credit score, and you need to pay first and last and a security. And God forbid you have a dog, because 98% of those people that are trying to rent to you will disqualify you.
The most annoying, insufferable dudes you know, making no more than $50,000 a year, are currently fuming right now because it was just announced that New Yorkers' calls for Governor Kathy Hochul to tax the rich are working. This compromise of taxing second homes worth over $5 million is just that, meeting in the middle. Which, even though this concession, which to be clear, it is a concession, is a sign that progress is being made, it is not enough. As I said at the top of this video, albeit in a joking way, renters making barely enough to make ends meet, I'm sure are going to be losing their mind.
My boy's microphone is trash.
Homes will drop at least 20% in value in 2026. Everyone doubted me when I said a market crash would happen in 2026, but look what's already happening. Everyone's trying to predict the real estate industry based on historical data. That used to work in the old world order. And there's 3 things right now that affect the entire changing world order. The first was when we saw Trump wanting to take over Greenland because of the Arctic Ocean and that shipping route. The second is the conflict that we're seeing now in Iran with the Strait of Hormuz, which is a major shipping route for 20% of the world's oil, natural gas, and fertilizer. And then the third is the Strait of Taiwan, which roughly half of the world's shipping containers go through that shipping route. The one thing that the haters didn't see coming is the fact that just one shipping route had to be triggered that would create massive inflation and increase oil prices. That directly impacts mortgage rates because of the affordability of people's day-to-day lives. It costs more to ship today. You stack on top of that giant AI boom, and you're going to see a ton of capital just get washed out of the marketplace over the next 12 to 24 months. Homes will drop at least 20% in value in 2026.
So they just put this like mobile home like mobile home park or whatever near our like neighborhood or whatever, and there's like a bunch of them. Anyways, I never really paid attention until today, and I'm like, wait a minute, let me see them signs. Y'all want $1,800 for a fucking single wide to rent? What? And then you want to charge $150,000 for one tornado, and you're motherfucking out of here, dog. Are you? What is happening right fucking now? Like, this is ridiculous. I did my budget the other day. I'm gonna be really fucking honest. I'm going through some shit from 2022, and my bills in 2022 were $3,500. Do you know what my bills are now in the bright year of 2026? Hold on. 6,200 fucking. And then on top of that, because I've been house hunting like crazy to buy a house. Y'all already know that. I tried to buy one last year. It didn't work out. And I just constantly look at housing. You're telling me that you want $465,000 for a 2,700 square foot home. Okay? Not even a half acre. Okay? And the kitchen is the original kitchen from 1960? All wood panel? Get the fuck out of here! Ugh! So they just put this like mobile home park or what.
I usually keep my personal life personal, but I am going to give you a glimpse behind the curtain because I've had to make some of the most brutal financial decisions of my life over the last 6 months. I dumped six of my rental properties, and not because I wanted to, but because the math stopped working and I had to be nimble enough to admit it. This was a big piece of my retirement cash flow plan up in smoke. Insurance went parabolic, taxes followed, and yet those rental prices stayed flat. One property jumped from $1,300 to $1,900 a month in just 2 years. And the why is what should alarm everybody watching this. Not to scare you, but to activate you. Natural disasters are accelerating worldwide, and insurance industry is repricing risk in real time. Carriers are pulling out of entire states, and landlords are the ones left holding that bag. We just can't raise rents fast enough to keep up with all this, especially when you look at the policy landscape. Trump signed an executive
NYC rental market is insane. Open house for a 3-bedroom in the West Village, asking $9,000 a month.
If you rent a home, then I have good news for you. That's because 2026 is being deemed the year of the renter.
Yeah, so pet rent is $500 a month for one cat. All the windows and doors are sealed shut with paint. Oh yeah, it's a 1-bed, 1-bath. It's $2,500. Oh, it costs $500 to apply, actually. I'm gonna run your credit score, and you have to tell me all the money that you've made this year.
And their requirements.
That's gonna get me copyright.
Hand. I just had a client tell me that they needed to use a cosigner, and that the cosigner's requirements was that they made $410,000. Bro, what? He might as well buy you a house. To be honest, you're just better off moving in with him or her. I'm just really not understanding why they're requiring so much. Like, why does a guarantor have to make 6 times, 5 times the rent? Why are you still required in most states to make 3 times the rent when the rent prices are going up and income is not increasing at all? It sucks. I get people that come to me all the time, and they make good money, but they just don't make enough to qualify for their places. And of course I help them, but it's like, this person's making $70,000 a year and they can't afford to live in this 1-bedroom apartment. I just think it's ridiculous, the standards and what's going on, and how the rent prices are going up and up and up, and income's not increasing at all. So I don't know. I just think it's really crazy. What are your thoughts?
The year is 2009. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. You could buy a gallon of milk for 79 cents, a gallon of gas for $1. You could buy a ribeye steak for $3.99 a pound. You can go and get a family bucket of chicken, 4 large sides, some biscuits for $12. Fast forward to 2025. The federal minimum wage is $7.25. A gallon of gas is almost $4. A gallon of milk is almost $4. That same ribeye steak is $15.99 a pound on sale. You go to KFC and you get a bucket of that demon chicken with 4 large sides and some biscuits, and you're going to spend $50. Let that sink in. Liberty and justice for all? I don't think so. The year
Stop chasing traditional rentals if you actually want cash flow in 2026. But here's the reality nobody's really talking about. If you buy or rent a house for $300,000, you're putting your 20% down, so you're going to carry a $240,000 mortgage, right? Now, take
the year is 2009.
Reality nobody's really talking about. If you buy or rent a house for $300,000, you're putting your 20% down, so you're going to carry a $240,000 mortgage, right? Now, take that, you have your payment, you have the insurance, the taxes, any vacancies, the repairs that are always going to show up at the worst time. You're going to be left with about $200 a month if you're lucky. Now, that's not cash flow, that's hope. Meanwhile, you're going to have your mobile home investor who buys a home for $25,000. Owner Finance sells it here, collects in $400 every single month cash flow, no mortgage, no bank, no holding their breath every time a tenant gives them a call. Same goal, completely different paths, and dramatically different results. Now, do you agree or do you disagree? Go ahead and comment below if you're ready to stop chasing these high debt rentals and start creating cash flow with mobile homes.
So, hey, Atlanta. I found out something today. Atlanta has officially been ranked the second most expensive city to live in. And this may come as a surprise to you, maybe not, but it did to me. According to Zumper, a leading real estate rental data platform that tracks rent trends nationwide, Atlanta is now one of the most expensive rental markets in the U.S. Like, why? Can you imagine a 1-bedroom apartment in Atlanta is averaging $1,630 a month? That's way above the Georgia average of about $1,300. And it's not just Atlanta, y'all. Alpharetta is $1,650. And even Lawrenceville, it's over $1,400. Man, that's crazy.
Rents are at a 33-month low. Affordability is the best it's been in over a decade. Here, here. The honorable leader of the opposition. Maybe for your friend.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I guess for those people who stash their cash in tax havens, you've never had it so good and so affordable.
Hi, welcome to Low Income Housing. Can I have your pay stubs? Sure. I'm so sorry. You make too much to live here. Maybe try the luxury apartments. You might qualify over there. Hi, welcome to Luxury Apartments. Can I see your pay stubs? Before I give you that, really quick question. Why are they considered luxury? They look like every other apartment complex in the area. Good question. Nothing but the name, actually. We haven't updated anything in at least 10 years, but with having the name luxury in the apartment complex name, we don't have to accept Section 8 or any type of government-funded assistance. Let me take a look at your pay stubs. So sorry. You don't make 3 times the amount of any of the rent, even the minimal, so we're not going to be able to help you. Have you tried buying a house? So the low-income housing just told me that I make too much. How can I not make enough here? I don't understand that. I really don't think that I am in a position in my life to buy a house at this moment, especially because you're telling me I can't rent. So how can I buy. I don't, like, I can't afford a $3,000 rent, but I can afford a $400,000 loan for a house. I don't know. I don't know. The good thing is that's not my problem.
Rents will explode in this country. $1,900 rent that people are complaining about will be $4,000.
You believe that rents will continue to go even higher?
I think rents will flatten for the next 2 years. 24, 25, you'll have flat rents. And then in 26, because they're not going to build anything, they'll stop all building, all construction. This happened again in 2008, 9, and 10. We're 4 million homes short in America today. We're probably another 40 million homes that nobody wants because they're old homes. They're your mom's and grandma's house. Nobody wants to move into them. In 26, 27, rents will explode in this country. $1,900 rent that people are complaining about.
Yeah, we're cooked. Crazy Mike World, like, subscribe. I'll talk more in other videos. Yeah.